Hey everybody, welcome back to Cayman's Rejects, our part 2 of our Deadlands one-shot. We have had quite a few scheduling issues, but we're still going to keep going. We might have Waylon coming in at some point, hopefully maybe, and then same with Padre Juan, but for now I'm going to be controlling the three characters who aren't here, just trying to do them justice. So just before we start, and kind of to kill a little bit of time and make it to where we give them a little bit more time to shuffle in if they are available, we'll go over our community champions. So first up we have Lethal Shadows Gaming. They're manufacturers of high detail premium figures where you can elevate your tabletop gaming experience with ultra high detail miniatures. They also carry all other types of assorted geek and nerd stuff, from dice to coasters to model paints. They have some really cool stuff, and you should definitely check them out. All their information is in our About page. Next, we have Cephalopod Studios, the creators of Cuttlefish Colors, engineered for the beginner in mind, made by gamers for gamers. They make some really good paints. I know Lethal has used them, and I think maybe Free Range has as well, so definitely check them out as well. And like I said before, all of the information for all of these community champions are in our About page. Next up we have Hans Half Elven. He kind of specializes in immersive content, from D&D to many other fantasy related topics. He does some really cool stuff, kind of like narrative, stream, roleplay, that kind of thing, and he really likes to get the viewers involved. Definitely check him out. And then next up, Free Range Minis, the very own Waylon Churchill. He's a freelance artist painting a brush above. He spends a lot of time in stream painting some of these figures, and they just end up looking amazing, and I really wish I had that kind of skill, but sadly all I can do is watch and enjoy. And finally, our kind of newest community champion is the Without a Net podcast. And Without a Net is a weekly actual play podcast. They do a lot of actual plays. It's a lot of like kind of narrative driven stuff, and everyone who's on there is just really good at playing off of each other. You can check them out wherever podcasts can be found, but you can also check out their website, which is withoutanetpod.com. I got to spend a lot of time with these guys over the Gen Con weekend, staying at an Airbnb with some of them, and they're just a really great group of people, and you should really check them out. We were also on their Out of Character podcast, kind of a spin-off podcast that they do where they kind of just talk about gaming in general in the community, and it's really great. Me and John got on there and talked about Cayman's Rejects and everything that we were doing here. Alrighty, so now that we're done there, we'll go ahead and jump into the game. And last time, I can do this in a really crappy Western voice. Last time we left off, our, well, for lack of a better term, cowpokes found themselves in the midst of an investigation, trying to stop a war or a battle between the two peoples who call this land their home. Throughout this investigation, they have uncovered many clues as to what had happened, who had killed the men who had died, and it has led them into the brambles and thickets of the Horse Eater Woods, where they have now encountered the famed and fabled Bloody Ones. These creatures of viscous skin and fluid all jumbled together, mistaken for demons most of the time, but definitely summoned by the humans who make the contracts and deals with the devil. So, initiative is handled very kind of strange in this system, where we will be not rolling dice to see who goes first, but instead I will be shelling out some cards. So we're gonna deal some initiative cards to all of our players. Deal cards to turn order items. Alrighty, we'll shuffle the deck. Recall all my cards. Shuffle one again. Really get these mixed up. And then we'll deal one card to each of our players. Alright, so as you all kind of find yourselves shuffling into this kind of swampy marsh-like land, you had seen these bloody individuals clambering at the bottom of this tree trying to get to the native Never Smiles up in the thick branches. And as you all kind of made a little too much noise, they took notice and now are about to begin charging. So first up, we have Lily Swanson. What do you do as you see these four just kind of masses of viscous fluid and skin begin to run towards all of you?
How far away are they in comparison to me?
So let's see. They are, well, the closest one is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85 feet from you.
If I was to throw a dynamite, how far could I throw it?
Well, that's something that we can only find out if you try.
Okay, so how much movement can I do?
You can move 6 squares, so you can move 30 feet.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I'm going to light a stick of dynamite and I would throw it.
Alrighty.
In that general vicinity, hoping I can hit them.
There. Okay. So you're lighting a stick of dynamite and you're letting it loose, correct?
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to throw it as far as I can throw that bitch.
Alrighty, so I need you to make an ability check. This is gonna be great, by the way. No way that this go wrong. So you can either make a strength check just with your strength, or you can make an athletics check.
Where's my other? Definitely a strength check. So just click strength?
Just click strength. That's all you gotta do. That's a 7.
That is horrible.
That's pretty damn good. Alright, so as you chuck the dynamite, are you just aiming for the 2 closest ones?
As far as I can, that's gonna hit them. I don't want to overshoot it. Overshoot it.
Okay.
As long as it hits something.
As long as it hits something, that's all that matters.
Preferably one of the enemies.
Alright. It's definitely gonna hit. If you want to hit those 2, that'll definitely hit. So what I need you to do is I need you to go to the dynamite stick in your weapons. I assume that it's in your weapons. And go ahead and click attack plus damage. There you go. So, and then click the little roll damage button. That's in the chat box.
Oh
it's
shit!
9 and then 21 bonus damage. I'll tell you. I want to elaborate a little bit, but as you chuck this stick of dynamite that you've just lit, it just flings through the air, end over end, slowly flying, and it's almost like bullet time for a moment as you kind of grab your body and start to duck and cover just in case the worst happens. And as it flips, it lands underneath both of these individuals who barely even notice as it hits the ground, the hissing of the wick as it slowly begins to burn to the end. And then suddenly there's an explosion of bone and flesh as kind of shrapnel from the bony remnants on the ground also fly up in the air, completely eradicating these 2 individuals. So I can go ahead and take those 2 out. They are dead, like dead. as they are blown to absolute bits. Do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll end my turn.
Alrighty. Let's see here. And actually a really cool thing that there we go. I got that there. Alrighty. Whoa, what is happening there? There we go. That's better. Alright, so next up is actually Waylon. And Waylon, being the big man that he is immediately going to kind of saunter up. He's not much of a runner, but he is getting in kind of a combat position if he is able, and kind of putting himself in front of Miss Lily Swanson here, and raising up his dukes with some heavy brass knuckles. I believe this man has brass knuckles. Here, Waylon Churchill. He doesn't. No, he has a club. So he's got one fist up ready to swing, and the other one gripping a club that is now pulled from his back and ready to go. It's just a big old clobber and stick. So as he stands there, move on to the next one. There we go. Lacey O'Malley, the newsman, just kind of looks at you all. I'm gonna be quite honest. I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself just a little bit, but you guys got this. I'm recording this for posterity, so don't die, and you'll be heroes. After that, Lacey O'Malley's words of encouragement, we have coming up on their tail, Ichabod Hohenheim. What is our mad scientist doing at this moment?
So pace is what? That means 6 squares. Like...
6 squares, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the rear over here, and I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna move up here.
All right.
And see here. There's nothing really in front of us right now, is there? No. I don't
No, not directly in front of you. No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just hang out here. Maybe I'll find a specimen or something to tinker with.
Alrighty. Okay, so as you do that, as you're doing that, Lacey starts barking at Mario. He says, Mario, set up the camera. We gotta get this all on record. All right. So after Ichabod, we have Peter Vilemouth Michaels. What are you doing, Pete?
How many? You said 30 feet?
30 feet, so 6 squares.
Okay. I'm just gonna move right here. I'm just gonna look towards Lily and just say, I'm keeping your ass in front of me, what crazy ass woman. No, in my turn.
Alright, sounds good. Alrighty. After Peter, it is Jess North, who will... Let's see, what can Jess do? Jess North is going to also move up. As she does that, she is going to kind of flourish with a deck of cards as she pulls one out. And as she holds it in front of her, you see a shimmering shield start to appear over her body. Kind of a semi-transparent, but every so often you see a speck of dust or a small insect get too close as it's almost eradicated. And she kind of nods at you all. All right, and then we have Angry Clouds, who is, much like his namesake, very angry. And he is going to run this way and attempt to shoot at one of these bloody ones with a bow. Here. Do this right. Oh, that's just the damage, so that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. As he pulls his bow back, he fires, and it just flies through the air, kind of wavering as it goes, and then sparks into the bottom of the tree, not quite being able to get around it, as these bloody ones are currently being affected by a little bit of cover. So after Angry Clouds, we have Never Smiles, who is up in the tree and currently does not have any weapons with him. But you see him start almost frantically looking around for a moment. After him, we have Padre. And Padre is going to get up into kind of the middle of you guys, as he has a bit of a plan. There's no way I can do any justice to Padre, so I'm not even going to try doing a voice or anything for these characters that are played by players. Let's see. For an additional point, he can... Okay, so what's his range on this? Smarts, so anyone within 30 feet he can do this, so he's gonna go ahead and spend a few of his power points. Normally 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 points. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as he begins doing a prayer over the ground that you all are standing on. And as this happens, you see his shotgun start to alight with runes going down, and his cartridge of ammo begins glowing as well. And then so do your weapons. One of your weapons each is now blessed and has the smite quality. See exactly how that'll affect you guys. All right, so the weapon's damage is increased by +2. Here, what happens if I roll that? I just want to... Yeah, so all of your weapons do an additional +2 damage at this point in time. Oh, I missed. There we go. Now it is the Bloody One's turn. So we will have them be going. And 1, 2, 3. Actually, this guy's going to take a bit of a different route, so I'm just going to set him back there. As they are running towards you, they don't have any sort of ranged ability, which is not super useful for them, but it is going to be what they are currently able to do. So as they run through there, splishing and splashing, we move on to Mild Phil. Mild Phil, what are you doing?
Oh, I am going to... These letter tokens are all enemies, right?
The B's are enemies. The
Oh, the
I's,
B's, okay.
the I's and the L's are not enemies.
I'm just gonna move over to here, and I don't think I can really do anything else for it on my turn.
All right. So after that, Mario is going to begin frantically setting up the camera and just head under the hood of the camera, just start rolling, and he's trying to get as many pictures as he can of this kind of battle that is currently taking place. And then we are back at the top. But before Lily goes, at this point, you all hear the ground begin to rumble. And as it does, you guys notice that your horses were not the only ones lured by the clicking and clacking in the woods, as a stampede of horses begins running through. So a dozen horses, broken loose from all over the area, begin to thrash their way down this treacherous slope, called by the siren-like emanations of the Horse Eater. So I need everyone to make an evasion roll.
I do not see evasion.
So your evasion roll is just the... So you're just going to be rolling your agility. That's all you got to roll. Ready? So we got a 4, or a 7, a 14, a 4, and a 7. And we'll go ahead and get our Padre Juan. 5. Our Waylon Churchill with a 2. And Miss Jess North have herself 11. Alrighty, so the only one who did not succeed is going to be Waylon. He can take it, as he is kind of taking a lot of the brunt trying to protect your party as the horses are coming up from this area down here and heading upwards. So he's trying to put himself in the way. He's going to take 2d6 damage. Alrighty, so I need 2d6. There we go. That is 8 damage. Does that even get past Waylon's defenses? It does not. He has a toughness of 10, so he's not even phased by this. As they ram into him and brush past him, his large burly figure just kind of deals with the damage as much as it can, and you see he's a bit winded and probably bruised, but nothing too major is going on wound-wise. So at this point, as the horses strike through, they get through the main part of the swamp, and as they continue to run up, you see some of them begin to falter on the impending slope that they begin going up, and some of them begin to mill about and seem rather confused. But as they kick up the bones and the different debris from the area, you see some of them begin to move even more as... Let's see here. You see that everything is not as it seems. As you see a number of shambling, walking dead begin to rise from the ground, kind of crawling their way out of the dirt and debris and bones all around this area. Alrighty, so at this point, Lily, what are you doing? You are now surrounded by even more enemies. So now your enemies are the W's and the B's. So what is Lily Swanson gonna be doing?
So I am... So how far does my whip reach? Like, if I was to, like, use my whip to grab someone, how far would it reach?
So you have a reach of 2, which means you can go 2 squares in front of you is how far your whip can reach.
So I'm going to. No, actually, turns out I'm going to use another dynamite.
All right.
And I'm going to try to take out these 2 right here.
Those 2 right there? Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
and on the dynamite, you can just hit the attack and damage button. It should roll the attack roll for you. You're lucky you got that 4. A 4 is what you need most times. So go ahead and roll damage as you lob another stick of dynamite off into the distance. 12 damage. 12 damage is still, I believe, enough to take out these bloody ones. Yeah, they only have a parry of 5 and a toughness, or they have a parry of 4 and a toughness of 5. So this damage kind of barrels into them as there's another explosion of now muck and water and bones and limbs as these 2 bloody ones are also taken out. Not as strong as what some people might believe. They are barely holding themselves together as it is. But now the swampy area is now also being littered with blood and gore as this battle begins to continue. Are you moving at all, Lily?
I am. I'm going to go ahead and move up here.
Up there.
And yeah, my turn.
Alrighty. So after you, we have a few of our Walking Dead.
Audio Jungle.
And this last one shambles up from this direction here.
Audio Jungle.
Trying to condense this a bit.
Audio Jungle.
No. Alrighty, so we're gonna be trying to hit Waylon here. Walking Dead. Claws. That's a 4, so that is not gonna go past Waylon's toughness, which is fairly high because of how his kind of body is built. He's pretty hard to actually dig into. And then we have one against Mild Phil. So Mild Phil, that's a 9. Does that beat your toughness, Mild Phil?
No.
It does not. Guys are too strong. So as this zombie, for lack of a better term, begins clambering towards you, it's kind of picking up a little bit of speed, and it just begins to rake at you with one of its claws. But as you lift your arm with one of your weapons, you knock his hand abound, and it flies away from you, looking like it's about to come down for another strike, but that'll be not at this moment. So now it is Waylon, and with his club now irradiated with runes and almost these like kind of divine spikes and metal edges, now is gonna let down his club onto the zombie, or at least try to. See how Waylon does on this with his club. It's a 9. That is definitely gonna hit this zombie. He's gonna roll damage here. Nope, that's not what I meant to hit. He's gonna roll damage here. 16 plus 2. That is a ridiculous amount. You see him just smash this zombie down up from above, just through his head, just completely compressing it almost. Its bones you hear snap and break as the skin that is left is punctured and ripped apart as the thing just collapses onto the ground under the weight of Waylon and his club. Alrighty, so next up we have Lacey O'Malley, who is, if anyone does see him, he's hiding in the bush and just kind of watching as much as he can without trying to be noticed by these shambling dead. Ichabod, what are you doing?
All right. So, is there any penalty for shooting my pistol up close, or?
So not shooting a pistol up close. Shooting like a rifle or a shotgun up close would be a different thing. Oh, looks like we're about to get the Padre in here.
So I am going to shoot my Colt Frontier at this zombie horror.
Alrighty. So you pull up your Frontier and you just let off a shot. So go ahead and roll the attack and damage. That's a 2. So as you go to shoot, this zombie with his hand raised, about to strike down Mild Phil, just throws his arm down and not trying to, but just knocks your Colt Frontier down towards the ground as the shot is let loose into the fresh soil below you. You see a little bit of dirt and mud spring up from the ground, kind of splattering around your guys' legs and feet. You can take another shot at -2.
Yeah, I can't do much else. I'll take another shot. Okay.
That's a 4 with a -2. Is it gonna be 2?
Again. Ooh.
Yep. So this time, as you pull it up, you shoot, but it flies through the zombie, but in an area where there's not much for it to hit. These things are piecemeal at best, and the bullet just seems to glide through his body and not do too much. Alrighty, so coming after Ichabod, we have Pete. What are you doing, Pete?
Alright, I basically yell at Ichabod to duck as I attempt to shoot this one with my shotgun.
Alrighty. So Ichabod, you just hear duck behind you. Oh, and look. Guess who's here, guys? I'm assuming you're going to take the higher roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch where you're aiming that thing.
So you fire off the shotgun, and as it sprays across this zombified body, go ahead and roll damage. 6 damage. So as the kind of pepper box spray across this creature's torso, you see as it's still moving. One of its arms is barely hanging on, and its jaw has been dislocated and is now hanging, but it is still going at the moment.
Alright, and then I'm gonna shoot it again with the shotgun.
Alright, and you don't get a -2 for this.
That's correct.
Alright, 5 is definitely going to hit as well, so go ahead and roll damage. And it's 5 damage, but that's enough to do it. As you fire it off again, now its head just explodes. The bones kind of cave in and fly out the back of its head as the corpse just kind of shambles forward a moment and then just collapses on and towards and on to Ichabod's ducking body. So Ichabod, you have this gruesome creature's torso that just slops down onto the ground with just a nasty wet thump as it falls and lands onto you.
I look towards Ichabod and just nod my hat and just say, "You're welcome, bitch."
Alrighty, are you moving at all, Pete?
No, I'm just on my turn.
Alrighty. And we have Jess. At this point, Jess is going to... Alrighty, so Jess is going to pull up her Bullard Express, and now with her shielding is going to let off a rifle shot at this zombie right here. So that's a 15 on her wild die. That is ridiculous, and she's going to roll damage for that. Here, there we go. That's 10 damage as she fires off the shot. The bullet strikes into the zombie, kind of severing what was left of what was holding its head onto the torso. As the body just shambles and collapses, whatever uncoagulated fluids and blood in its body begin to seep out and pour and stain the dirt beneath it. Alrighty, so. Now, why did it re-roll damage? That was weird. Don't pay attention to that. Alrighty. And we have next up Angry Clouds, who is going to now try shooting again, this time at this zombie right here with his bow. That's a 5. So as he does that, roll damage. 6, and that is enough to also take this creature out of the battle as it strikes into its chest, destroying whatever core is keeping this thing moving. Alrighty. So after him, at this point, Never Smiles is gonna hop down from the tree and just try to book it. About as far as he can get. And then we have the other set of Walking Dead. Take that, there we go. Okay. This thing is getting weird. Alright, so we have this guy coming right here. That guy going right there. And this guy kind of far away from the group is making his way. This one's gonna go accost them. Alrighty. We have one claw attack against Lily Swanson. What is your toughness, Lily? Your parry is 5. So that is gonna hit. We'll see if the damage overcomes your toughness. See how well you can take this. That's 8 plus 4, that's 10. That also overcomes your toughness. You take 1 wound. So on your little wound tracker on the right side of your sheet, you need to put 1 and where the little 0 is.
Okay, so I'm now 1 of 3.
Yeah, you're 1 of 3. So if you get to 3, you go down. As this zombie kind of runs up, kicking bones up off the ground, and it catches you off guard as it strikes down with one of its claws, just raking across your shoulder and your upper chest as you feel its dirty, kind of gangly nails scrape through your skin. Blood begins to seep and kind of coat the ripped clothing on top of it. And then we have one scratch attack against Pete. That's a 4. What is your toughness, Pete? Or your parry? What's your parry first?
Parry is a 5.
5. So as this one comes up, you know it's coming, and you swing around, knocking it away with your shotgun, and then readying the gun, I assume, up against it, ready to let loose a shot. And this one's going to go after Mario. So that is a 5. Is Mario looking parry wise? That's actually not gonna hit Mario, as Mario is behind the camera. The zombie runs up and begins slapping and scratching, but the camera's in between the two individuals, and it is not having any current luck. So moving after, we have Padre Juan, who is now actually here.
Oh, buddy. Let's see.
You've already
Padre
used
Juan.
Smite on... I used 9 of your points to put Smite on everyone around you.
Beautiful. That's exactly what I would have done. Okay. And then, how is everybody looking? Health-wise.
I think the only one who's actually been damaged is Lily, and you see her now kind of almost kneeling as this zombie has just scratched through her body. You see blood kind of dripping onto the swampy marsh water.
Okay. I am going to take a step out to the side. And then this is an enemy right here, correct?
Yep, W's are enemies.
Beautiful. So I'm just going to step out to the side and take a shot to help out. Let's see here. To take, which is for the range shot.
What was that?
To make a range shot with the shotgun.
Should just be the roll thing next to the shotgun.
Yep.
There you go. That's a 12. Oh wait, you just rolled damage. And
Which one was I supposed to hit to roll?
to have your sheet up. There we go. Oh, so they just have the damage options.
Exactly.
Alright, so go ahead and roll
yep.
shooting.
Shooting, okay.
Still a 12. So that's still gonna be a definite hit. You're aiming for this one?
Correct, that one right there.
Alright, now you can roll damage on that.
Okay, so now roll
As you
damage. That same
fire
one that I
off
rolled
La
before.
Virgin Maria. Yeah, that's the same one you rolled before.
Got
Holy
it.
shit. There was a couple raises there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there were. Okay. So that's 39 damage as you just explode this creature completely into smithereens. It is now unrecognizable.
Vaya con Dios.
Also, Mild Phil and Hohenheim, you guys are both also splattered with blood and guts. Your face is probably speckled and covered with this thing's fluids that it has now had let loose upon the earth.
So disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great, and it doesn't smell good either. That's all you're
I think
doing,
I have
Padre?
I have my mask on, don't I? That's it.
Yeah, I think you do have your mask on.
Gas mask thing.
Yep, I pretty much did my movement. I did my action right. I don't think I have anything else.
Alrighty. Mild Phil, it is now your turn. Now covered in gore. What are you doing?
What is the so my on my weapons it has a range and I have 3 different numbers. What do those mean?
So your lowest one is how far you can shoot without a penalty. Your next one is how far you can shoot with a -2, and your third one is how far you can shoot with a -4. Anything over
Okay.
that, you cannot hit a creature that far away, or at least not with any efficacy.
Is that in squares or is that in like feet?
That is in a number of squares.
Oh, okay.
Audio Jungle.
I'm going to fast as lightning pull out both of my pistols and fire at this is Walking Dead over here.
All right, making 2 shots. Holy shit! That okay. So they both hit. Go ahead and roll damage for the first one real quick. So that's going to be 13, which completely decimates the creature right off the start. The second shot just is to put point to pen, basically. As go ahead and roll damage for the second one. You have created what is could colloquially be considered chunky salsa, as this thing just erupts into a spray of fluids and bone and skin, as it is just driven to pieces by the lightning fast shots that you've just let into its body. And I'm gonna actually start doing this. No. Okay, are you moving at all, Phil?
Yeah, I'm gonna move just 1 square over here.
Alright.
A little bit.
Mario comes up from under the camera hood and just kind of nods at you, shaking and trying to hold the camera still to get good shots, but is not doing too well. This is what he's doing, and you see this flash of the camera as he tries to take a shot of this bloody mess that you've created. And now we're back to Lily, but just before Lily can act, you hear another rumbling, and you see this area of the bog just begins almost like boiling over. You see bubbles kind of popping and running over the surface of the liquid as we will see this massive creature erupt from the interior of the water, this being the horse eater. And it is looking like it is gazing its attention towards you all. This massive hunched humanoid, slimy blue flesh, long gangly arms, and black claws the size of Bowie knives. It has solid black eyes and a massive maw that's overfilled with jagged teeth. I need everyone to... We're gonna make a fear check. So, can we do a fear check? I need everyone to make a spirit roll. Alrighty. So I want to Alrighty, so you all make this fear check. Your indomitable will kind of shows through, and I think the only one who fails this fear check, I'll roll for our two individuals who aren't here. So best normal roll spirit, or Waylon Churchill roll spirit. He does not make it. So Waylon and Ichabod, you two are struck with fear as this creature, it's emanating aura and stench, kind of flinging the water in its large form, strikes fear into your hearts. So you guys are gonna have a -2 to your rolls, so you can break free of this fear. All right, Lily, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yes, what are you doing?
There's a question and a half right there. I guess I'm gonna put my dynamites away.
Gonna put your dynamite away.
First,
Got it.
yeah, for right now. So for this one, I guess can I maybe like grab him, maybe like break his neck or something since he's within close range?
You want to grab him and try to break his neck? Yeah. Could you have do you have the fighting skill?
I do.
Okay, so go ahead and roll fighting. That's a 2. So
that was horrible.
You go to grab him, and as you do, as you grip onto and around his throat, the skin just begins to peel, and you feel like the muscle and the viscous blood underneath as you just get a couple handfuls of this kind of sloughing off skin off of its body. Your hands are now coated in its blood, but you do not damage it. It physically, it is still moving and perfectly capable at this moment.
So can I do any other kind of like action besides moving, or is it either?
So you can make another attack, but it is at a -2.
Okay, can I go ahead and I
mean, you have
I guess can I go ahead and
knuckles and your
Yeah,
whip and everything too.
I have a weapon, right? Can I just go ahead and try to shoot him in the face?
Yeah, you can try to shoot him in the face. So you're gonna roll shooting for me, but you're gonna do it at a -2. So I need to set a -2 on your shooting real quick before you flip. There you go. So now you can go ahead and roll shooting. Yeah, as you go to shoot it, its form is just piling onto you, trying to get at you, and you can't get a good shot as you let off a bullet, but it flies past and behind it, ricocheting into some trees in the past and spooking some of the horses that are still milling about.
Okay, well, I'm going to run away and hide.
Okay. As you run away, it is going to let off a scratch at you, trying to grab you and keep you in place.
Okay.
So let's see how it does. That's a 3. It's not going to hit you. As you go, you barely escape its grasp as you kind of fall back, making your way across the bog and back over to the rest of your group, who now, as you guys are almost being surrounded by these walking dead creatures. All right, you doing anything else? You saying anything? Yeah.
I am gonna run. I'm gonna get back in the huddle of the people, and I'm just gonna try and be center as possible.
All
So
right.
hopefully everyone else around me will get taken out before me. And I end my turn.
It's a very noble way to play.
Of
Sure.
course.
All right, now we got some of these walking dead who are going to. I need to. There we go. Objects and tokens. Got that one right there. That one right there. That one right there. Actually, that's not that one's turn, so don't pay attention to that one. All right. So now we have an attack on Padre. Padre, I don't think a 2 or a 3 beats your parry score. So this zombie shambles up, racing through the thick, boggy water. It is going down to scratch you, but the holy aura from your gun almost blinds the creature as it kind of has to shield its eyes with one arm. As it brings down, it just completely whiffs the blow, coming not even inches close to your face or its target in general. This other one is going to attack Never Smiles, and that's even worse. Never Smiles is fending him off, just shoving him about, trying to get away. And we come back down to Waylon, who now is brandishing his club
Can you
once
check
more.
this before I make it official?
What was that?
Never mind.
Okay,
My bad.
okay, you're good. Okay, so Waylon is going to let loose on this zombified creature. He is afeared, and because of that, has a -2. I'm gonna do a -2 right here. But with his wild die, he gets a 5, which is still enough. So he's gonna go ahead and roll damage. It's a 9 and a 5, and he, again, this time not coming from above, but now coming from the side, slams into this zombified creature, sending it rocketing across this way as it collapses in the bog, just falling back onto its own body, and almost comedically looks like it's kind of just enjoying a night at the spa with its arms kind of racked up above the water and its lower torso submerged. That'll be it for that creature. And at this point, Waylon is going to, I assume, come back and try to protect this pretty lady who he has made it kind of clear that he's enamored with. We'll come down to Lacey. Lacey, at this point, almost having a heart attack as one of the zombies got very close to them, is now backing away even further and just yelling words of encouragement, saying, "You guys can take him out. I know you can kill him. You can definitely do it." So coming after him is Ichabod. You're pulling yourself up off the ground and throwing the zombified body that collapsed on you off to the side. What's your question?
What is a cone template size? We have that somewhere.
Cone
That's my range for
template
my
size.
flamethrowers. It says cone template.
Okay, so let's see. There's gonna be a cone.
Ice cream cone.
Yeah, it's gonna be an ice cream cone. It's a
Sweet.
ice cream cone thrower, actually. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, so it's a 15-foot cone. I don't actually have the template here. But yes, it is a 15-foot cone.
Okay, so it goes like 1 square, then what, like?
So 3 squares up, and then yeah, 3 squares up, and then it starts at 1 square in front of you, and then goes out 3 squares diagonally as well.
Okay. All right. All right. And it's 15, 5, 10. Each of these is 5, right?
Yes, each square is 5 feet.
All right. Well, for now, I'm just going to. I'm gonna move up right here.
Alrighty.
And try to shoot this guy. I have like a -2 though, right?
You have a -2. What are you shooting them with?
Pistol.
Pistol. That's definitely gonna hit still. So go ahead and roll damage as you let off a shot from your trusty pistol. It's 10 points of damage. You fire it off. The creature now has a gaping hole in the side of its neck as the uncoagulated fluids begin to pour out as it just collapses in front of Waylon, who stomps on it for good measure as it falls to the ground and kind of begins to slowly sink and submerge underneath the bog water.
All right.
You doing anything else? You saying anything?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty. So after Ichabod, we have Pete. Pete, you're up.
Alright, so for me to hit this one with my shotgun, how close do I need to be?
Let's see. What kind of shotgun do you have?
It is the Colt action or Colt single action army.
Alrighty. Or no, that's your pistol. Your Winchester lever action shotgun is your shotgun. You have to be at least. It has to be at least within 12 squares. If you don't want any minuses.
So then I should have no issue trying to shoot from where I'm at.
Yeah, you shouldn't have too much issue except for the people who are in between you and that thing, because a shotgun does have a spray to it.
Right, but there's nobody in between me and this one.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I was looking at mild fill. Yep, no, you should be. I mean, there's. Angry Clouds is there, but.
I don't care about them. Anyway, so
Yeah,
I'm
fair
gonna go
enough.
ahead and attempt to shoot that one.
Alright. That is. Not gonna hit. As you let off the shotgun, it fires off, but the recoil from it unexpectedly throws it upwards and just scatters the shotgun ammo into the air as this kind of blast just sprays off into the overlying brush and stuff that kind of surrounds this area. And you do think that you hit a bird, because you do see an errant bird just kind of fall and like hit the ground and begin sinking into the bog.
Well, at least I got something. And with that, I'm gonna pull out one of my
Pistols?
pistols, and I'm gonna attempt to shoot it as
All
well.
right, go ahead. That is that will
Oh, sorry
hit.
about that.
No, it's no problem. So go ahead and roll damage. A 9, that's 10. This time your shot lands perfectly, dead between the eyes as this thing, it stands for a moment confused looking, and then slowly falls backwards, collapsing onto the bony kind of mounds and thickets formed from the remains of what the horse eater has chowed down on in the past. Moving it all?
Nope. I'm on my turn.
Alrighty, as you end your turn, it is Jess North who is going to take another shot with her rifle. This time at this creature, kind of aiming. Actually, no, she'll try to protect Never Smiles. So she's aiming for this guy. As she kind of looks upwards and then looks down, and you hear her kind of talking to herself for a moment under her breath, almost trying to talk herself into this. She's gonna let off a shot. That's 13. That's definitely gonna hit. That's 10 points of damage, and she again just blows this thing's head off of its shoulders, ripping it asunder and leaving the body to fall in its place and the head to roll off about 10 feet. Alrighty, after Jess, she is going to move back a bit, back towards the center, trying to protect herself as much as she can. And we have Angry Clouds, who is going to come up this way and let off an arrow shot. Go. And he whiffs it. As he pulls back the bow, the string breaks and it pings with a loud sound across the bog as it kind of echoes through. And he kind of looks down at his weapon and just throws it to the ground and pulls out what looks like a carved kind of stone knife. And after him, we have Never Smiles, who is going to continue running as close to safety as he can. And now we have gotten to the Horse Eater. Alrighty. Who is the Horse Eater going to go after? Well, he's not much of a thinker, so he has a 12. He can't quite. Does he have reach? He does have reach. So this is close enough. He's going to. Well, he doesn't need. He's gonna attack Never Smiles. The creature that's running away is kind of pinging in on this on the Horse Eater's kind of predatory nature. So he is going to make a claw attack. That fails, and he's going to make a second one. That fails. So he goes, and Never Smiles is just too agile. He's dodging back and forth. These claws are coming so close to striking him down, but not quite hitting their mark. Let's see here.
Audio Jungle.
Remember that you guys did buy supplies such as salt for this. The Horse Eater's turn is over, and it is the remaining Walking Dead. Just one creature. Gonna go up here and try to take out Angry Clouds. Claw attack. That's be a higher die of 7, so he's gonna roll damage. That's 5 points of damage. Is that gonna get past Angry Clouds' toughness? It is. So Angry Clouds actually goes down as this creature just runs up, and Angry Clouds isn't paying attention. He's looking over towards a Horse Eater, almost looking like he's gonna start charging it as this zombie kind of runs up behind him, grabs onto his chest from behind and begins ripping his flesh and biting onto his neck. And you see Angry Clouds just fall with this zombie on top of him that is now just ripping into his body. And Angry Clouds is dead.
Oof. He's definitely not in a sequel.
RIP, gotta pour one for the homie.
Padre Juan, what are you doing? You see this happen to Angry Clouds, and you see the Horse Eater right in front of you a few feet, trying to get at the other native, Never Smiles, in front of you.
Padre Juan screams, "No!" and he like runs up to try to help, but realizes by the time he gets there, he's down. And Padre Juan is going to cast a prayer of protection on himself.
All right.
And bump it up to +4.
And what does this look like?
So he kind of raises his cross up and says a prayer, "Siempre fuerte, siempre justo," and he kind of like glows with his aura around him as this like ray of light kind of hits him. It's like this only ray of light that comes through the bog and the overcast, and he just starts glowing with this light around him.
Alrighty.
And then, am I able to take an action like a shot after that?
With a -2.
With a -2 on myself. Okay. Cool. And then I will take a shot with my gun.
At the horse eater or at the Walking Dead that's in the distance?
At
The horse
this,
eater. Got it.
this big guy. So you shooting, right? Shooting.
Yep, you're shooting with a -2. So with a -2, this thing's parry. Is that what the -2 factored in? Nope, it wasn't. So
No.
6. You let off the shot, and as it strikes into this thing's kind of almost slick and scaly body, it doesn't seem to have any effect. It just ricochets off of the creature. You see its form is stout and thick like a tree, and it now trying to strike at Never Smiles next to you. As the shot ricochets off of it, the creature kind of just slowly lumbers, and his head kind of snaps down towards you as it breathes in and just lets out a fearsome roar in your face, and you get spittle and snot all like just begins flying out and coating you as well. Alrighty. Is that all you're doing, Padre?
Yep, that's it.
Alright, Mild Phil, you're up.
Audio Jungle.
Forgot how many spaces can we move again?
6.
Okay.
Audio Jungle.
I'll move down to here. And quick as lightning, fire 2 shots at the horse eater.
Okay. Alright, as you fire both shots, and you're a sharpshooter, and you're quick with the guns, but as the bullets fly out, they just ricochet off of this creature's skin. It's almost like there's a protective coating on its skin, this viscous kind of slimy fluid that coats it is almost protecting it, adding a little bit of strength to its body. So let's see. Is that all you're doing? Do you want to move? And you have 2 more spaces that you can move if you want.
I think I'll stay here.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So after Mild Phil. Also, I don't know why some of these are staying on here. This Walking Dead should not be on here. And neither should this one any longer. They're already dead. Mario is now frantically snapping as many pictures as he can, just kind of chronicling your guys' kind of fortitude and might in this battle. So after him, it is Lily Swanson. Before Lily Swanson, I'm going to have Waylon and Ichabod go ahead and roll another spirit check to try to overcome the fear at the beginning of the round.
Do I need to roll one as well since I had a negative?
That negative was just to do an additional action on top of what you normally do.
Ah, gotcha.
There we go, Waylon did that. So both of you guys are still affected by fear. You gotta beat a 4 You can use a Benny if you want to reroll, or you can just deal with the -2. That is up to you.
You know what? I'll reroll.
Alright, so you're gonna use a Benny and go ahead and reroll.
Alright. God damn it.
Yeah, I think Ichabod's not the luckiest man. Waylon will go ahead and reroll as well. Waylon does overcome the fear, kind of shaking the nerves out of his system, realizing that he could be the only wall between this group of people that he has come to very much enjoy and this creature of darkness, this spirit. Alrighty. So let's see here. To go, Lily, it is your turn. You there, Lily?
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Yep, it is your turn.
Okay, so we're attacking this thing, right?
There's that one, and then there's one zombie that is currently chowing down on angry clouds over there.
Okay, well, he can have fun with angry clouds. Okay, I am going to throw my grenades.
Holy shit! Okay, you're gonna throw it.
No, 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 no. Yes, my dynamite. No, grenade dynamite. So I need to. What is he doing?
Go ahead and on the dynamite. Okay.
It's horrible.
You wanna I don't know, use one of your bennies to re-roll that maybe, or
Yes.
Okay.
I want to use a Benny.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll. That's better.
Yes.
Still might pose a problem. So I need. What is the toughness of Padre Juan?
It is a 7, but I buffed it with the protection, so...
Oh yeah, your parry, that's what I meant. What is your parry?
My parry. Parry is a 6.
Parry is a 6, so you're still gonna get hit by this, but we'll see if you can soak the damage without taking a wound.
Okay.
And same thing for Angry Clouds. Go ahead and roll damage for that, Lily. And this is your last stick of dynamite, I think, right?
No, I have one more.
You have one more.
Together, I have used. This will be a third.
Does 6 damage overcome your toughness?
It does not.
Okay, so you're able to shield yourself and not take too much damage from, not take any sizable damage. That's worth noting. Also, let's see. Oh my gosh, is free range here? Is Waylon here?
Yeah, I'm just real scared right now. I'm sorry.
No, you broke through the fear. You broke through the fear, Waylon.
There's been a lot going on.
That is very understandable. So I'm going to go ahead and close. I have you open up on another tab. I'm going to close that since now you can control your own person. And we will continue on here. So, Lily, as it detonates, you see through the smoke and the flying dirt and bones that the creature seems unfazed. It does not seem to have affected the creature in any sizable manner.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and move down here.
All right.
And I end my turn.
End your turn. Waylon Churchill, you're standing over the body of an undead creature. Your group is around you, and behind you are the two beautiful ladies that you have taken a bit to. What is Waylon doing?
Waylon's going to now. We'll call it a saunter. Attempt to saunter now 6 paces. Is that one square per pace?
Yes, I believe so.
So can I go 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, you can.
Now, does Mountain Thunder have any salt on his body? I mean, Angry Cloud?
Well, this is Never Smiles.
Oh, Never Smiles. That's the name.
He does not have any salt. All the salt is... Well, you guys bought 5 pounds of salt, so whoever has... They came in 5 bags. So you guys can decide who all would be carrying a pound of salt between
It's
the
just all
7
left
of you.
back on the horse.
So you just left it all.
Waylon's gonna keep his club out and ready an action, just kind of standing over Padre, make sure he's all right.
All right,
Oh,
so... Go ahead.
Just ready in an action.
All right, so this action is going to happen if, like, the creature attacks Padre?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Now, after Waylon here, we go back to Lacey, who is just shouting more words of encouragement. Not doing much to help. We have Ichabod. Ichabod, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, looks like everyone got into my line of fire, so
Very true.
should just use my flamethrower anyway, huh?
Well, you can pull him a shell if you wanted to.
All right. So did we decide who has the salt?
There's five bags of salt, so if you think that you would be carrying a bag of salt, then we'll say that you are. I assume they were distributed among the party, because that seems like the most plausible thing to have done with it.
Except for Waylon.
Except for Waylon. So,
All right.
being the adventurer that you are, you probably have one of the bags of salt, yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what I got here. What is this? All right, now if I use the salt, would that be my action?
What are you wanting to do with the salt?
Like if I were to, well, shit. Do I have any containers? No.
You bought the stuff to make dynamite.
Ooh, here we go. Yeah. No, okay, here we go. I'm gonna put the salt in like a baggie.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then I'm gonna strap it to a bomb.
All
I'll
right.
throw the bomb at the dude.
Okay. So you're using your MacGyver to make a stick of dynamite.
A salt bomb.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. So we're gonna have to do this. I need you to roll, I guess, weird science maybe to make this. What is your
weird science?
Yeah? Roll weird science for me. That's an 11. You make a fucking salt bomb. Are you throwing it?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna throw it at that fucking right in the mouth.
All right. Okay, I need you to roll. Just roll agility for me if you could.
God.
I said 7 for your high dive, so that's pretty good. And you throw it, and it flies over Padre into this creature's maw as it's screaming in Padre's face. And for a moment, you see the wick disappear into the column that is holding this bomb together, and it doesn't go off for a second. And you're very worried before it explodes with just a spray of shrapnel, gunpowder, and salt. And you see as the creature, its jaw is now just slightly disconnected, and the salt begins melting away, kind of drying up the viscous shielding on this creature's skin. Go ahead and just, can you just roll 2d6 for me?
Yep.
It's 11, so that's 11 points of damage.
Audio Jungle.
This thing is not looking great.
Well, I might need to build a bigger one next time.
You see it's screaming in pain now and just flailing around wildly. And some of its shielding is beginning to fade and be dried up and soaked in by this salt, kind of lowering its defenses quite literally. Is that all you're doing, Ichabod?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alrighty, so Peter, what are you doing?
Alright, I am going to move right here. And then I'm going to take a shot with my shotgun.
Alrighty. Go ahead and let it loose. That's a 14. That's definitely going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. It's 3 damage. You shoot it and it hits the creature in an area where its armory viscous kind of protective layer is not quite waned as much. So you still puncture and do damage, and the creature still wails in pain, still kind of just flailing wildly, but not enough to take the creature down permanently.
I'm gonna throw my shotgun to the ground and just say, like, this fucking thing sucks. And I'm gonna pull out my my peacemaker and take another shot.
Alrighty. What's a 10? That's definitely going to hit as well. Go ahead and roll damage for that. 8, that's 12 points of damage. This time you strike it, now separating fully one side of its jaw, now just hanging by one jowl. And the creature, as it screams and wails, its spittle and blood kind of combine into like almost this breathy exhale that just coats the people in front of it. This thing is looking bad, very bad. However, you do see some of the viscous fluid-like material starting to kind of re-emerge from its body.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one step back and be like, fuck this, and then end my turn.
Alrighty, now we got Jess, and this time Jess is going to now. Yeah, she's just gonna straight up just. Oh, that's good. Roll this. So you see Jess as she kind of puts her rifle to the side and begins waving her hands and a few gestural kind of movements as she waves one of her hands up towards the ending of these movements, and you see the water begin to almost coagulate and sharpen and edge as a spear of water flies up, turning into ice, striking through the creature. It's going to do a couple dice worth of damage there. So 8 points of damage, striking through the creature's armor before it can repair itself. Alrighty, after that, she looks like she's sweating and she's tired. And we have Never Smiles here, who does not have a means of fighting back. He does not have any weapons, is going to try to run past this way, and he might get caught in an attack from the Horse Eater. That's a 2. That is not. This thing does not hit hard. If it probably hits hard if it could actually hit, is what I'm trying to say. But sadly, no. And now we will move past him, and now it's actual Horse Eater's turn, who is going to strike down towards Padre now. And at this point, Waylon, you can go ahead and let loose your attack that you were holding as it strikes down towards Padre.
Waylon, seeing the reaction of this monster attacking his Padre, gut first, leading the charge with his stomach, is going to step forward and make an attack with his club.
Alrighty. Do it, Waylon. Waylon, as you step forward, going to strike this creature, you bring your club up to strike it. But the muck and the dirt and blood that coats the ground results in your footing kind of loosening, and you slide off a little bit into the pond, the little bog water, and you just completely miss the attack. And here, against Padre Juan, it'll be a 7 at max. What is your parry, Padre?
Parry is 6.
6, so that is going to hit. So he's going to roll damage. It's 8, that's 9 damage. Does that go over your toughness?
My toughness is 11 with my buff.
11. So this thing smacks you, and I need you to make a strength roll.
While this is happening, Waylon is going to be pretending he's drowning in the mud.
All right. As you do that, and the creature kind of takes notice. Padre, you don't take damage, but you do fly 10 feet back and are prone in that pond water, and it knocks the wind out of you. Not enough to do any permanent damage, but you are winded, and it's very hard to breathe at the moment. And now he is going to make his second attack, this time at Waylon. Waylon, I have a question. How vulnerable are you right now? Are you vulnerable enough that this creature gets a bonus to his attack against you?
Confidentially, Waylon is incredibly vulnerable, especially around the ladies.
All right.
I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, we're actually above that number 10 there. He's pretty vulnerable.
He's pretty vulnerable. All
His
right.
zipper's still unzipped to his pants.
All right. I'm gonna let you decide this real quick. Does he have a +2 or a +4 to this attack?
4.
+4. Got it. It doesn't need it, but that's a 17 just on that. 5. That's 6. We're gonna add a +4 to that, so that's 10. Does that overcome your toughness? I don't think it does.
My toughness is a 13.
Yeah. So it strikes down towards you, and you don't see it coming, and it hits you hard. It drives you into the ground, but you, with your burly arms and your masculine body, are fending off this thing's club-like arms, and you're bruised, and you're cut up, and you're scratched, but you are not harmed in the metaphysical sense.
I let out a very feminine scream.
And it echoes through the forest. The Walking Dead is distracted. It is chowing down on this thing when it hears this girlish scream and takes notice and begins sprinting towards the closest individual, which is Pete. Pete, I'm gonna take a claw attack against you. It's gonna try to launch down on you. That's a 3. That's not gonna hit. You see it coming and you wave your pistols back, kind of knocking it against its head, ready to fire it at will. And Padre, you are half submerged in this water, kind of knocked out and winded, as you see this Walking Dead come up assaulting Pete. What are you doing?
Trying to get back up on my feet.
Yeah, it's easy enough to get back up on your feet, but it is very hard to. You're sore. You might have some bruised ribs, but nothing that's gonna make you falter from this fight currently.
Okay, and then gonna take a shot then
At the zombie?
at the zombie. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let La Virgin Maria loose with that roll right there. That's a 5. That's definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll damage for La Virgin Maria.
Okay. And then do we? Because Mike's on everybody, so don't their weapons get an additional 2d6?
So I believe they get an additional +2 to damage.
Oh, it's +2. Okay.
Yeah, but that's 16 that's 20 damage. You blow this thing to smithereens. You knock its middle torso out of its body. There's just a massive gaping hole in its torso now as it crumbles and falls into the water. And you see the water quickly change from a bluish kind of dark gray color to a very dark red color as this thing just, its chunks fill the water, making probably the worst stew you've ever seen in your life.
Padre just laughs but winces.
Alrighty, Mild Phil. Wait, are you moving at all, Padre?
No, Padre's gonna kind of stay there and just
Alright.
collect himself.
So we have Mild Phil. What are you doing, Phil?
So this thing is still shielded or not shielded anymore?
It looks like its shields are slowly coming back.
Okay. And are these guys down here active? Are they supposed to be here?
No, I just needed those for the initiative counter, but they can go away now.
Well, I don't know, nothing else I can really do.
Just fire a couple shots.
Yeah, I'll fire some shots.
Alrighty. See those lightning fast gun toting skills. So 11. Those are both gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage for both of them. Okay. You strike into it in its least shielded area, and you knock its jaw now completely off. It is missing its lower jaw as it plops down into the dirt, and kind of blood just pours down across its torso, but it's still moving, but much slower. It is heavily wounded. Is that all you're doing, Phil?
Yeah.
Alright, Mario is snapping as many pictures as possible. This is going to make front page news. Lily is going to let off one more rifle shot. As the fire that's going to hit. There's 4 damage. It strikes into the creature, ripping through one of its shoulders. The creature is now limping, one of its arms hanging loose. Waylon, you're stuck in the mud. What are you doing?
Am I able to move in the mud?
You're able to move in the mud, but you're moving at half speed.
Am I within range to hit this monster with my boots?
You're currently arms up, holding this creature's club-like arm that has struck down on you and is now lifting up above you, so you are definitely in range. You are right against this creature.
I want to use my brawler's edge to make a leg sweep, kind
leg
of
sweep.
kicking attempt.
Alright, go ahead and roll a fighting check for me.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
You gotta sweep the leg.
Gotta sweep the leg.
You gotta break the wrist and walk away, you know what I'm saying?
That's an 11 with your wild die. That's definitely gonna hit. So it needs to roll. I don't think that it gets to roll anything. So you do this sweeping. Go ahead and just roll.
It's gonna be like a strike on the leg, like a
the
big
leg.
little side kick from the ground.
So as you do this, the creature falls down, tumbling into the bog water where you are. You are both partially submerged, and definitely this thing is prone now. It is definitely vulnerable. So, for at least until this thing gets up, anyone who attacks it has a +2 to their roll.
And then can I use my move action to just bring myself to my feet?
Yes, you can. Now you
That'll
are,
do.
instead of the other way around, now you are towering over this creature.
Now, can I make another attack at a -2?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna pull out the hammer.
The hammer.
And let me describe to you what this here doohickey is.
Please do.
This is the biggest piece of shit pistol that you've ever seen that was most likely left at my saloon on purpose. But it's mine. And I'm going to attempt to shoot him with it.
Alrighty, go ahead and fire.
I'm gonna whisper a little sweet nothing to it and say, "Oh, make Daddy proud." And I'm gonna pull that trigger.
Alrighty,
As
pull
soon
that
as I
trigger.
can figure out how to do that on my sheet. Because I don't know. Go
Let's
ahead.
see here. Oh, there should be. Where's that at?
Oh, I found it.
Found it?
I found it. It's the Colt Rainmaker. Here we go.
This is a 4. 4 is gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Is it at a -2?
The damage is not at a -2, no.
Was the hit a -2?
It was, but it was at a +2 as well because it's prone. So it balances out. So you were good to go.
And then what button is the damage?
Just in the chat box, there should be a roll damage option under
Oh,
your
I
hit.
need to open my eyes. I'm sorry.
Waylon, how do you end this spirit, this creature's, this abomination's measly life?
As Waylon whispers into the hammer, he takes one swift, and I imagine this as sexy as possible. Mud, blood. He turns his head back, and all the mucus and all the bodily fluids flies off his face, and he kind of opens his eyes and looks over at Leslie over there. gives her a sly wink, looks back at this awful monstrosity of a creature, and he says, "Goodbye," and pulls the trigger.
As you pull the trigger, bullet enters this creature's head, blowing out the back of its skull as its form just falls down even deeper into the bog. You see the natural earth almost consuming its body as it sinks with its heavy weight deeper and deeper into the thick mud. And its form just begins to disappear underneath the water. You guys have succeeded, but lost one individual. One of you is pretty heavily injured, Lily Swanson, who is nursing a wound to her shoulder. So,
Angry Cloud died, correct?
Angry Cloud did die, yes.
Does he still have that bacon in his pocket?
You assume so.
I'm gonna go get it.
Alright, he's over here.
Alright. I'm gonna trek through the mud very slowly. Pick up that bacon, put it in my mouth, and give it a chew. Spit it out. It was disgusting. Worst bacon I've ever had.
So, at this point, what is your plan going forward? Are you going to return to town and try to hide the events of what happened? If you were want to do that, then you're going to have to find a way to make Lacey O'Malley keep quiet. Or here, what we'll do is this. This is a one-shot. So as things begin to kind of fall silent in these Horse-Eater Woods, the whole around you no longer being affected by this creature's torment, you all find yourselves in a little bit of peace. Your mind is slightly at ease. One of the vicious creatures of the night that stalked these woods and the plains and the deserts of this weird west is now out of commission. You have done a service and a justice to the peoples of Deadwood, the peoples of the West in general. As you find yourselves trekking back to where your horses are hitched to a tree, you think to yourselves of what might come from this. The bonds that you forged with the local Sioux and the people who may never know the true story of what happened, but you have secured their safety for at least one more day. And so we close our eyes on this small adventure in the Weird West. The screen goes dark, and we hear our lonesome Western music slowly fade to a silent halt. And sadly, our tale closes on these characters for now, but we may see them again in the future. Oh. Thank you all for playing. Thank everyone for watching. We hope to see you guys all again. This won't be the first, won't be the last one shot that we do, and we're definitely going to be heading back to Starfinder in the following days. And we're hope to see as many of you come back as possible. And the night kind of fades here on Cayman's Reject Saloon, Deadwood, but hopefully we will see a rise to these characters again in the future. Do the players have anything to say? Do you guys enjoy the game?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we do some more of this at another time.
I had a blast.
I'm definitely game for it.
It was fun.
Lots of laughs, that's for sure.
So, John, are we going to raid anybody?
Yeah, I was looking at the screen here. Looks like Darling Creepshow is doing Dungeons and Dragons. So we can...
Alright, while he's setting up that raid, you guys should check out our About page. It has all of our information and the information of all of our community champions. We also have our Twitter link down there. Twitter is where we post all of our updates for streaming. I have been of late on a Fortnite binge, so I've been streaming a lot of Fortnite, even though I'm not very good. So please check out our Twitter. We also have a YouTube where the first part of this one shot is already posted and live up there. So if you wanted to watch it on YouTube, sometimes it makes it a little bit easier rather than watching it on Twitch. So definitely check us out there. John, any other shout outs or anything?
Nope, that's it, man. Thanks for joining everybody, and you'll have a great night.
Everyone have a wonderful night.
Good night.
All right, and we are out of there.